Hello, I'm Jeff Thomson, President and CEO of the IMA, the Institute of Management Accountants, one of the world's leading and largest associations focused exclusively on advancing the profession of management accounting. I'm pleased to bring you this edition of CFO Insights, which is intended to deliver to CFOs and their teams insights that help to grow their businesses and create sustainable competitive advantage. I'm pleased to bring you today Mr. Andre Alexander, who's Chief Financial Officer of the International Special Olympics and a member of the IMA Global Board of Directors. Mr. Alexander, who's based in Washington, D.C., is also a CMA, Certified Management Accountant. Hello, Andre. How are you?
Great, Jeff. Thank you for having me today.
What do you think are the essential differences between working for a non-for-profit, which of course has more of a societal purpose, and a for-profit enterprise? And how about one similarity?
Aside from the personal value that it brings me in terms of the rewarding experience that it gives me, I would say that nonprofits have a unique challenge in that they're incredibly complicated, and we're always lacking sufficient resources. Whereas most for-profit enterprises, if they're not making any money, they kind of divest themselves of a particular venture and move on. In terms of similarities, accounting is accounting at the end of the day. We have to close the books. We have to, get through all of the regulatory compliance and get through the audit. So I would say that certainly is similar. And in a global nonprofit organization, the complexity is the same as well. You're dealing with all of the international issues and managing international workforce and offices. So there's a lot of comparability in those regards.
How would you describe your key challenges as a CFO in a non-for-profit, in addition to we've already mentioned resource allocation challenges?
Well, brand management is extremely important in a nonprofit because if you tarnish your brand, people don't trust you. And the nonprofit model is basically one of trust because there is no direct feedback mechanism from the people giving you money and those receiving the benefits. So typically, you're receiving money from a donor who, is trusting that you will spend the money in the manner in which you say. There's no way for them to measure, how well you're actually achieving those goals or how well you're serving the communities in which you're serving. That's very different in a for-profit environment where you can see, the shareholders' market values or the company's market values increasing, or the net income is returning value to the shareholder. And if you're not getting the desired return, you can divest of that particular stock and buy something else.
Andre, what do you see as the biggest challenge and perhaps the biggest opportunity as it relates to the financial disclosure process for nonprofits and perhaps in particular for the International Special Olympics?
The disclosures are very complicated. It's not written in plain English. It's not presented in a format that's easily interpreted. So I would say, we're providing financial information for donors, and most donors would be kind of baffled and not understand how to read our basic financial statements, let alone the notes. So I applaud the FASB's effort to really try to look at this and come up with a more simplified or to lessen the amount of disclosures required in financial statements.
Well, thank you all for participating in this edition of CFO Insights. We want to thank our special guest, Mr. Andre Alexander, Chief Financial Officer of the International Special Olympics. Thank you, Andre.
Thank you, Jeff.
Well, thanks everyone for viewing this edition of CFO Insights. You can view details and get additional details by contacting me, viewing the IMA website or IMA's YouTube channel. Thanks very much.